In this video, we will look at the user interface of AutoCAD LT 2020. Okay, and also we'll look at some basic drawing tools and modifying tools, and a little bit of annotation. All right. Uh, Once you launch your AutoCAD, this is the welcome page. All right, this is get started. You want to start a new drawing, and at the same time, you can come here, select any template that you want. It could be metric or imperial. Okay, but I'm not going to select any template here. Depending on the area you find yourself, Nigeria here, our own area here in Nigeria, we make use of metric as millimeter, centimeter, meter, and on like that. Okay, now if you have an existing file you want to open, you can click here to open it. A sheet template you can open here. You can get more templates online. Okay, and you can explore sample drawing just for practice. If you have a recent drawing or recent project you have worked on, it will appear here. Okay, it will all appear here. All right, so without wasting much of our time, I will quickly start a new drawing. Okay, so once I click uh, start drawing, you will see this interface. Now, the first bar you are looking up here, it is called quick access bar. Quick access bar. Maybe you want to save, you can quickly click save, and you can open from web or mobile or anything from your system. You can save to web, you can print, you can undo previous work you have done, and at the same time you can redo. You can add more quick access asset tools here too. Let's assume I want to add layer. If I just click here, then layer will be added. This is it, but I don't want it. I don't want that place to be too messy or clumsy. Okay, here it is a title bar. Once you save your work, you will see the name of the work you save. Then here under here, these are called tab. Okay, these are called tab. Under each tab, there are tools for you to use there. Now, like home here, we have the drawing tools, we have the uh, modified tools, we have the annotation. So up here, it is called tabs. Okay, and the down here, it is called the ribbon. The ribbon. So it is the ribbon that display the tools under a tab, under an active tab. Okay, home is an active tab now, and these are the tools associated with it. If I select insert now, you see different type of tools as well. If I click annotation, you see different type of tools. If I click parametric, different type of tool, view, and on like that. Okay, then here you have your work display. Okay, the drawing you are working on. If I click another one now, you will see if I have one project here, I have another one here. I can have as many as possible. Okay, now this is your drawing area, and as you can see, we have the like a kind of graph underneath, but I don't want the graph. I will just come down here and I will turn it off. The shortcut for that is F7. If I click X7 on my keyboard again, it will come on. If I off it, it will come on. Okay, so that is this is your drawing area, and this drawing area you are looking at is as big as the earth. Okay, it's as big as the earth. You can set your page here as well if you want. What you just need to do is type the word limit. Okay, once I type limit, I'll click enter. Then it's asking me set reset model space limit. specify lower corner. Okay, now what he's simply saying is that let me specify it at the corner my page where I'll be working, because if we didn't set it, maybe peradventure we draw something like this, and we just we just we just pan it and we go and throw it somewhere, we can't find it again. Maybe we are looking for it, you see, I can't find it. So what that can do for us is our drawing will not go beyond, okay, I can find it, to not go beyond whatever we set. Okay, so that's why it's good to set your page. One, how do you do that? You type limit, okay, then you press enter again. Then you can set, like, let me say 20,000. Then I'll say comma and I'll say 20,000. So both my vertical and horizontal corner is 20,000, which is in millimeter. All right. So after that, you can press Z enter and A enter. That Z enter and A enter is used for zoom extent. Okay. Now if I draw this, and again, if I draw this, okay. So and again, I have pardon me, and I just push it somewhere, just like I was looking for it the other time. If I've been looking for it and I couldn't find it, I'll just type Z enter and A enter. Then it will quickly bring back my work. Okay. Then the next thing we need to do is to set our unit. All right. You can set our units, and how do we do that? You just type unit. The unit I want to use is metric, millimeter. Then I'll set precision, then millimeters. Then I'll say clockwise. So if our degree, maybe you want to plot an angle, so you want it in a clockwise manner, right? Then I'll say okay. So we have set our page. Now I'll quickly explain these tools, these three tools. Then in our next video, I will explain, or after we have started drawing, or after we started the project, we will know more about layer and property. All right. Now we have different type of tools here. We have this plain line fit. We have plain line curve. We have construction line. Construction line is infinite. Okay. Once I click it, you can't see the end of it. Okay. It's just like a guideline. Okay. Just like a guideline for the construction. But I am not going to use it. Now, what we'll be using most is we have a rectangle as well. So we'll be using line. Now, this line, if you over on it, it will tell you, you see a little tips about it. It said create a line in segment. What does it mean to create a line in segment? Now, if I select this, the shortcut for line is L and press enter. Okay. If I click like this, and 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 I close it up. Now they are in segments, they are not together, they are not group. Okay, they are not group. Now, if I if I if I if I select it, they are not group. That's what it means to create a line in segment. Now, the polyline, when you over it, when you bring your cursor close, a 2D line is connected in sequence of segments created as a single planar. What does it mean? It means that any line I created using polyline is going to come in group, no matter the shape, no matter the number of line, all of them is going to come in group. You see, once I select it, it comes. You can see they are in group, unlike the polyline. Okay. Now you can see that. So polyline is grouped unlike the ordinary line. Then we have circle. We have different type of circle. If you want to create a circle, all of them will still do the same work. But like this one now, we want to create a center radius. Now from the center, you can click and maybe you want to draw a diameter size of 5 meters of a circle. The radius is going to be 25, as we all know that half of it. Now if I come to dimension and I dimension it, let me say the radius. Okay, now if I zoom in, you can see it's 25. Now if it is the diameter, let me check the diameter. Now you can see the diameter is 5,000, which is full length. Then the radius is half of it. Then we have center diameter. This is center radius. This is center diameter. So if I want to create the same size of this, but I want to use diameter in creating it, all I will just do is type 5,000, not 25 this time around. If I type 25, it means that half of it will be smaller. Pardon, if I come here, diameter, and I type 25, you see that it's half of this. Now it is small, it is now smaller. Okay, then we have another circle by can create with 2 points. Now how do we create 2 points? Let's assume that we want to create a circle from here to here using these 2 points. Now the dimension of this will give us our diameter. Let's say 1000. Okay, now if I use 2 points, I click from here and here, you can see the diameter is going to be 1000. It's going to be 1000. Maybe we have a arc we want to create, you can use it as well. Then we have a 3 points. Okay, we have a 3 points. Let's say we come here and here and here. You can see it touches those 3 points. My circle touches those 3 points. So then we have another one, the tangent. Okay, we want to create a tangent. We want to create a tangent to like to this and this. You can see it touches, or it's because I want it to touch here and here. That's why I use the center point, a tangent to this. All right. Then we have arc. We have different type of arc, but we'll only be talking about two. Okay, we'll talk about this and this. Okay, now the 3 point arc is that you click the first place and you click the third place to create the arc. Then the start center arc. Now let's assume that let me delete this. I want to create an arc here. I'll come here. Now click the start, the center, and the end. Then it will give me my arc. Okay, then we have rectangle. You can just come here, select and type the first corner. Let's assume I want to draw a square. I'll just say 5,000, comma, then I'll say another 5,000. You can see we have our square. Or if it's rectangle, let me say 5,000, comma, by 10,000. You can see that. So this is a rectangle. All right. Then we have a polygon. You can select, if I just drag and if I click enter like this, and I say inscribe, I can just draw it first side. Then I can come back here again and select six side. I'll press enter. Then I can as well select the center of polygon. So I'll just click, I'll say circumscribe. Then I can type, let me say 1000. That is circumscribe. Now let us now draw inscribe. That same 6 side. I'll click, I'll press enter, I'll click and I'll say inscribe. Then we will say 1000. You can see it's a bit smaller because this is inscribed, this is circumscribed. So it's a bit smaller to this. Okay, then we have arch. Arch is a way of uh, representing our work. Now we can arch and close. If we want to show this is a wall, we want to show this is a window, or we want to just paint something color. Okay, we can use arch, and the only way you can use arch is if you have a close shape. Now, for example, let me draw a shape like this. Let me draw a shape like this, and I draw a shape like this. You will see that it did not close. So this one is closed. Let's say I want to arch. I can come here and arch. I'll say enter. Then if I want to arch again, if I click here, it will say a closed boundary cannot be determined. So I could not arch it. However, I can pick a point, select, I can select, I will say here, 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 and here. You will see those places I selected arched, but it is not really perfect like the one that is arched. How do we use arch as well? You can set your scale for arch. You can come here. When I say arch, this dialog box will come up. Okay. Now, what do I want to put? Let me say I want to put like a block. Okay. Then I will select an angle to which I want, the way I want it to rotate. All right. Then let me say this is my scale. Let me use 50. Then let me select an angle. Let me say angle 35. Okay. Then I will say I will arch here. You can see the way the scale 50 is too much. Then I will come back here. I will select 10. You can see that. I will come back here. I will see say 5. Now is standing at angle 35. If I change the angle to angle 90 now, you can see it's standing vertically. If I change the angle to 180, you can see it's standing horizontally. That is that about arch. And after you have done, you can say close arch. Then there are another type of arch. We have gradient arch. Okay, we can come here, select the gradient. So gradient has to do with color. Now I want to select, I only want one color. I'll come here and select solid, not gradient, and I will select color that I want. Then I will arch. Then after I'm done, I'll say okay. But if I want gradient, okay, I'll select the first color. Let me say this color. Then I'll select the second color. Then I can come here, select this, and I'll come here and I'll right click and say enter. That is that about arch. All right. So I believe these tools is already been explained. Now let's move close to modify tools. Now we have move. Move, you can move one uh, object with a specific distance. Okay. Now when I select this move, I can select this and I will right click. Then I can come here, pick it and said move at a distance of 5,000. So I have moved it from here to here. Okay. And if I come here again, I can click and just move without, maybe I just want to put it here. Now I'll put it there. That is about move. Okay, then we have rotate. If I want to rotate this, I'll click rotate, and the shortcut for rotate is RO. Okay, you press enter. Shortcut for move is M, press enter. Then shortcut for, okay, let's go to rotate. I select it and I'll right click. I'll click from where I want to rotate. Then I can rotate at an angle. Let me say angle 35. Can you see that? So that is that about rotate. Okay, then we can trim. Now this line, I want to trim it to this side. Okay, now if I select this, if I right click and I click, it will not trim because there is no any intersection. However, we can use this trim the same time as extend. Now I'll press down my shift on the keyboard and I will click this line to extend it to this line so that there can be an intersection here. Now the reason why this one is not trim is because there was not anything like an intersection. So I will come, I'll click and I will click. You can see it is now trim. So we have two tools under here. Sorry. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. So we have two tools under. We have trim and extend. You can use them interchangeably. You can use them as trim and as extend. All you just need to do is to press down your shift. Okay. Then we have copy. Okay. Because shortcut for copy is CO. Copy. Okay. I can copy this and I'll click. Now, how do I do that? You select your copy. You select the object you want to copy. After you have selected it, you can press space bar on your keyboard or you right click any one of it. Okay, I select and I press space bar and I move to a specific distance. Let me say 5,000. I have made a copy of that line. Okay, I've make a copy of the line. Then we have a mirror. I want to make an mirror is like a copy. You can use it as a copy and at the same time you can use it as just to turn the face of an object. Okay, create a mirror copy of a selected object. Okay, now I can come here. Let me draw a triangle first, a right angle triangle. Now, sorry, let me use polyline. Okay, now come here. Then I will come here, mirror. Then select what I want to mirror and I right click. Then I will draw an axis down or anywhere I want to mirror it. Okay, maybe up. Okay, so any direction I want to mirror it, that's where I will draw the axis to. Then I will click. Then you will see that this small dialog box pop up. Then it's asking me, do I want to erase the original object or I want to keep it? If I want to erase it, I'll say yes. All right. If I don't want to erase it, I will say no. Let's do it again. I select it and I draw and I will say no. So both of them will be together. All right. Then we have fillet. Now fillet is to create an arc in a tangent. Okay, you can use it to create an arc in a tangent. For example, let's say I want to create an arc here. So I'll just select fillet. The shortcut for fillet is F I F I L L. You can see fillet. So then after I've selected, I'll right click and I will put radius. Radius of my arc, I will say 120. Then I'll select this first line and I'll select the second line. You can see I have created an arc here. I have used it to create an arc. I can as well do the same thing here. Select. But for example, if I want to change the radius, I will I will just go back and I'll right click again and I'll change the radius to 500. Okay, I'll select this line and I'll select, you can see the radius. Or let me just do this. Sorry, I'll come here and I'll right click radius and I'll say 500. Okay, then I have my radius. Okay, then you can use chamfer as well. Okay, I can make this edge straight like this. So what I'll just do is select here and I'll select. So let me just move. Let me draw another. Okay, let's use this. Okay, chamfer, come here. Just like radius, you can right click and you put your angle, okay, or distance. Let's put angle. Let's say 45. Okay, or let's just put distance. Let's put distance. Let's say 1000 is what we want. Okay, so your chamfer will be created. Okay, then we can stretch an object. You select it, you click, and you stretch an object like this. Just like move. It's just like move, but it's as if you are stretching it. Okay, you are moving it in a particular direction. All right, then we have an array. Okay, maybe I want to create multiple of these. I want to create multiple of this, and I'll use an array to do it. I'll just okay, I'll just select and I right click, specify base point. Then let's say uh, these are base points, and let's say this is scale. Rather, is a scale. Pardon me. Let's use a scale. This is scale. Okay. Then this is array. Okay. I'll just select it and I'll make multiple of it. Okay. Select this. Select the object. You right click. Then it's asking here how many column did I want. Let me say I want two column. Okay. And I want two rows. You can see. Then after that, I say enter to exit. So I've made multiple of this. Okay. Then we have erase. Just click, select what you want to erase, and that's all. Select, click, and select what you want to erase, and click enter. Or right click on your mouse. Then we have and explode, something that is grouped like this line now. You can see is in a group format, but I want to explode it. I want to make it in different segments. So I will come here, select the line, and I will explode it. So if I select this now, you will see that they are different entity now. They are different entity. I can as well, this arch, I can explode it so that it can be in different entity. Then we have offset. All right, we'll be using offset a lot. Now let me copy this. Let me move this here. Okay, now let's say I want to make another line of this at a specific distance. I'll click here and I will say offset through 225, maybe the size of the wall. I'll bring it inside. If it is outside, I will take it outside. You can see it. I can make multiple offsets at a specific distance. That is offset for you. Okay, I can open. Okay, this one you can break point. Now you can come here, select this, and I break at a specific point. I open it. Okay, So that is that about the modifying tools, right? Then we have the text and annotation. The text, you can come here. If you want multiple text or a single text, multiple text is that you can write like this now. I will select it, and this dialog box will come up. You can select any type of font you want. I want area narrow, I want white background, then I want the size to be 50. Okay, then justify just like word. Now I will just type, I say my name is David. Okay, and press enter, it will go another line. You can say the timidity of an omnipotent. Now and on like that. So now after you're done, you just select OK. Now this is our text. Making use of multiple text. If I want single text, now I will draw like this. Sorry, single text. I just draw. Okay. Now all I need to do is just type my name. My name is Dave. So, and I will say OK. You can see this is a single text, and you can click somewhere else. After you're done, you press escape. That's just the difference. Okay. Then the dimension. Now, for example, I want to dimension this line. I want to know the dimension of this line, the length. Okay. Now there's one thing about dimension. I can come here and I will click from this edge, and I'll click from this edge. I'll say dimension. You will see that we can hardly see our dimension until we zoom out. You see, this is 10,000. All right. Now, what we can do about dimension is that I can come here. I can say align dimension, maybe to. These are different type of dimension. Okay. But before then, you can change your annotation standard. You can say this ISO, then standard. But what we can do is this. You type DIM, then you click on dimension star. Then this dialog box will come up. Then you say modify. Okay. Now before you say modify, you can as well click new. You can click new, name it. You can say my dimension. Okay. Dimension. ISO, you can say, let me say standard. Okay. Then I'll say continue. You will see it after we are done. You can select different type of line. Okay. Color of your line, black. The line type by block. We don't want it thicker. Then I will select this. Maybe you don't want that dimension line to open, but I want it. So I can increase this baseline. Okay. I can say or let's say fix extension. All right, let me say I increase the baseline to 250. Okay, then I want this. Then this I can say extension. I can fix. I can just say fix. Then I will type in, let's say 50. Okay, so the extension means from here to here. Okay, from this side to this side. If I put this one back to 5, so the way it will extend, it means that from here to here, or from here to here, so that it will not be touching the main object which you are dimensioning. Okay, if I click here, that means I don't want the line, but I want the line. Okay, then I want to say extend beyond 20. You can see it's changing from origin. Let's say 50. I want it from origin. Okay, now I can come here, symbol, the symbol, I want this type of symbol, architectural tick, arrow size, let me say 20, okay. Then we come to text, the height of our text, let's say 100, okay. Then standard, we want, let me say color, you can change color to red if you want. You don't want frame, I don't want frame. Fill color, I don't want fill. Okay, if I say fill, you will see it will fill, but I don't want fill, I say no. Okay, then fit, either text or arrow, you can leave it like that. Primary unit, I will round up to 0.0. Then after I'm done, I will say okay. Then this is my dimension, and I will say set current, and I will say close. Then if I select dimension now, and I dimension from here to here, you can see our dimension is big now. Okay, so the line, extension line is too small. Okay, then we can as well go back to, let's say, dimension style. All right, we say modify. Then we come back to our line. Then we can say this to be 5. Then this one too to be 5. Then we say okay. We say set current, close it. Still not changing. Okay, what we can do is, let's come back here. We'll come say modify. Then we'll say fix, remove the fix. All right, so we can say 10, and say sorry 10. Then we say okay. Then we say set current and close. You can see it as extend to it. So that is how you use dimension. Okay, this you can use it to create a table. You can select it, select number of column, select number of the specific width. Let's say we want 50. Then number of row, let's say we want 6 rows. The height of it, we say we want 5. Okay, then we say okay. You can click our table, and we have our table here. Then you can type inside when you want to type whatever you want to type. Okay, that is that about this video. In our next class, we will see how we can draw some certain shapes, and from there we can proceed to our floor plan and every other necessary things. Then we will look at layers, and we look at some object snapping as well.